Orioles fall 1-0 to Cubs. Trevor Rogers shines in complete game loss. In a surprising turn of events, Trevor Rogers delivered a stellar performance, but the Orioles' bats remained silent in a heart-wrenching 1-0 defeat against the Cubs. Updated. Chicago, the message from interim manager Tony Mansolino and the remaining Orioles planes is crystal clear. Despite the trade deadline's impact, their primary focus remains unchanged, winning baseball games. With their youthful core intact, the Orioles are confident in their ability to succeed. However, the lineup has undergone some changes, and Mansolino will have to be innovative with a bullpen that lacks familiar faces. But as Mansolino emphasized pre-game, there's no time to dwell on setbacks. It's time to play ball in the Windy City. And boy, did Trevor Rogers step up to the challenge. Unfortunately, the Orioles offense couldn't keep up in the 1-0 loss to the Cubs. Rogers' performance was nothing short of spectacular, delivering the first complete game loss for the Orioles since Chris Tillman in 2013. The lefty has been virtually untouchable in July, boasting a remarkable 1.03 ERA in 4 starts. The Cubs, however, posed his toughest test yet. That's a lineup worthy of the playoffs, Mansolino remarked post-game. With a plethora of right-handed hitters, Rogers was simply outstanding. The Cubs struck first in the second inning. A Carson Kelly single ignited the rally, followed by a Pete Crow Armstrong double, setting the stage for scoring opportunities. Rogers managed to limit the damage, retiring the next 3 batters, allowing only 1 run on a sacrifice fly. After 2 innings, the Cubs held a slim 1-0 lead. The third inning marked the debut of Jeremiah Jackson, one of the players promoted by Baltimore after the deadline deals. Jackson is among the many who will seize the opportunity to showcase their skills in the second half. He recorded his first career major league hit in the 5th inning. "It was an incredible experience," Jackson exclaimed. "A dream come true." Everyone here has worked tirelessly to reach this point. Being alongside these guys is truly a blessing. Jackson plans to give the ball to his grandfather, who has been his rock and coach throughout his journey. This milestone holds significant meaning for both of them. Despite the historic moment, the Orioles struggled to generate offense. By the 5th inning, they had only 2 hits, the first being a Jackson Holiday single in the 3rd. The team's offensive output was a stark contrast to their recent performance, averaging over 9 runs per game in their last 7 outings. The challenging conditions in Chicago didn't help matters. "We performed better than the scoreboard suggests," Mansolino observed. "Our batting wasn't strong enough for a 10-run game, but under normal circumstances, several balls would have cleared the fences." Rogers, however, kept the Orioles in contention. After 6 innings, he had achieved his 5th consecutive quality start. He breezed through 6 innings with just 66 pitches, surrendering only 3 hits while striking out 7 without issuing a walk. In the top of the 7th, with the Orioles' offense failing to find a rhythm, Andrew Kittredge took the mound for the Cubs. The right-hander swiftly induced an Adley Rutschman flyout, followed by strikeouts of Tyler O'Neill and Colton Cowser. Rogers continued to give the Orioles a fighting chance. If only they had spread out the 18 runs of support from his previous outing more evenly. In the 8th inning, the offense continued to pepper Crow Armstrong with flyouts to center field, but failed to capitalize. Baltimore still trailed 1-0 heading into the final frame. Rogers, undeterred, completed 8 brilliant innings, allowing just 1 run on 4 hits while recording 8 strikeouts. A well-rounded performance, Rogers reflected. "My execution was spot on today. Hats off to Adley. Our game plan was solid." He was constantly mixing pitches, and our minds were in sync all day. Adley Rutschman, catching Rogers for the first time this season, agreed. He threw all his pitches effectively in various counts, ahead and behind, Rutschman praised. He provided batters with diverse looks. He excelled today, and I was thoroughly impressed. Exactly 1 year ago, Rogers made his first start in an Orioles uniform. Today, after his 5th consecutive quality start, the situation feels drastically different. A complete turnaround, Rogers stated. From striving too hard and trying to deliver immediate results for the team to refocusing on execution and fulfilling my role. We're witnessing favourable outcomes. I'm immensely grateful to the Orioles. It's been a fantastic experience, but I have a job to do for the next 2 months and I'll continue to excel. Regrettably, the Orioles' offense failed to support Rogers. A tough day offensively, but we'll rebound tomorrow, Mansolino reassured. Today's game carried a unique atmosphere. In the absence of Ryan O'Hearn and Ramon Laureano, the Orioles faced a right-handed starter, which would have typically placed O'Hearn in the heart of the lineup and Laureano in the mix. But that's not the reality the Orioles are dealing with now. O'Hearn and Laureano are now in San Diego, while the rest of the Orioles are in Chicago, searching for ways to secure a series victory. Rogers provided them with ample opportunities to win Game 1, but the offense let them down. In the past, Rogers faced his former team, and despite the lack of offensive support, things have evolved. Had the Orioles managed to score runs, the outcome could have felt vastly different. Nevertheless, the dugout remained energized, according to Mansolino. Offensive production always boosts the dugout's morale, the interim manager explained. It's solely about offense. To witness just a couple of hits and see the players engaged, especially with Ackley's double and the reaction to T.O.'s near miss in the 9th, they were fully invested. Rogers has proven to be a shining example of a successful trade deadline acquisition, albeit with a delayed impact. The Orioles hope this deadline, although approached differently, will yield similarly positive results. Baltimore has 2 more chances to triumph at Wrigley Field. Let's hope tomorrow brings a sense of normalcy. Cubs dominate Orioles 1-0. Horton's gem and Sandberg tribute. In what might seem like a classic pitcher's duel, the Chicago Cubs edged out the Baltimore Orioles with a narrow 1-0 victory on August 1st, 2025 in Chicago. A game that left fans both exhilarated and contemplative about the blend of youthful promise and seasoned performance. Starting pitcher Cade Horton, still a rookie but already making waves, delivered a stellar performance, shutting down the Orioles. Offense over 5 innings with only 2 hits allowed. Meanwhile, Trevor Rogers of Baltimore also threw a commendable game, matching a career high with an 8-inning effort, surrendering just a single run and 4 hits without issuing a walk, yet still falling short on the scoreboard. The game was not just about the numbers or the pitches. It carried a heartfelt tribute preceding the first home game since the passing of Hall of Famer Ryne Sandberg. The Cubs paid a touching homage by showing a video remembrance of Sandberg, and players Shawan Dunston, Jody Davis and Rick Sutcliffe honoured their late teammate with a symbolic gesture, carrying a base onto the field and placing it at second base. A moment that resonated deeply with everyone present. Adding a layer of significance, the day also marked the official announcement of Wrigley Field hosting the 2027 All-Star Game, a decision unveiled at a special press conference attended by Cubs chairman Tom Ricketts, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, and Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson. It's a full-circle moment for fans who cherish Wrigley's historic status in Major League Baseball. Back on the field, Ian Happ's sacrifice fly in the 2nd inning, following a promising leadoff single by Carson Kelly and a deep double from Pete Crow Armstrong, ultimately proved to be the game-winning hit. That moment encapsulated the Cubs' resilience, especially considering they were trailing the division-leading Brewers by just 1 game earlier in the day. Horton's streak of excellence continued as he now boasts a 3rd consecutive outing without allowing an earned run, reinforcing his potential as a rising star. The bullpen stepped in confidently. Caleb Thielbar, Andrew Kittredge and Brad Keller each pitched a clean inning, with Keller securing his 15th save of the season in the 9th, thanks to Daniel Palencia working around a 2-out double to finish the game. On the Orioles side, Trevor Rogers, despite a valiant effort, was saddled with the loss. His 8-inning stand, allowing just a single run, highlighted his durability and skill, although he couldn't quite swing the outcome in Baltimore's favor. The game's defining moment came early, with Carson Kelly leading off the second inning, rounding third on Pete Crow Armstrong's deep double and scoring on Happ's sacrifice fly. This small play exemplified how crucial early rallies can be in tight games. As for standout statistics, Horton now boasts an eye-catching 17 2/3 inning streak without giving up a single run. A remarkable feat for any pitcher, let alone a rookie. Looking ahead, the Cubs will send their ace, all-star left-hander Matthew Boyd, 11-4, 2.47 ERA, to the mound for the next game, with the Orioles countering with Tomoyuki Sugano, 8-5, 4.38. The match promises to be another exciting chapter in this spirited season, sparking curiosity about whether the Cubs' momentum can continue or if the Orioles will bounce back. And this is where it gets controversial. Does Horton's dominance signal a new era for the Cubs' pitching staff? Or is it just a fleeting streak in an unpredictable season? Fans and analysts alike are invited to share their thoughts. Are we witnessing the rise of a future ace, or is the hype premature? Comment below and join the conversation. Cubs rookie sensation Cade Horton dominates. Sandberg tribute insane Rockies comeback. Big moments and bigger questions. Cubs fans were served a roller coaster of highlights, emotional tributes, and flat-out baseball chaos over the past 48 hours. And yes, the post-blogathon exhaustion is real. If you think you've caught every twist, keep reading. There's more drama hiding between the box score lines. First, a quick confession. After powering through 2 days of non-stop coverage, I feel like I've been run over by the Wrigley Field tart machine. Sleep cycles are weird that way. Your body caches the check you wrote 2 nights earlier. But enough about my internal plock. Let's talk about the storylines that refuse to nap. A salute that never gets old. Before Friday's game, the Cubs rolled out a heartfelt video package honoring Hall of Famer Ryne Sandberg. If the highlight reel didn't raise goosebumps, the follow-up certainly did. On Saturday, the entire roster took the field in Sandberg-inspired uniforms. A visual reminder of how one second baseman can still set the tone decades later. Nostalgia sells, but legacy inspires. Rookie on a mission, Cade Horton, the fresh-faced right-hander, dropped his season ERA to 3.42 with another scoreless outing. For context, an ERA minus, a league-adjusted metric 16% better than average, means Horton isn't just surviving, he's flat-out leading. Since his forgettable start in Houston 6 games ago, he's sporting a 1.26 ERA. Only Kansas City's Noah Cameron, among rookies who have reached 70 innings, owns a better mark. Horton's doing this while facing lineups that have already built a scouting book on him. Talk about passing the second time through the league test. New arm, zero drama. Deadline acquisition Andrew Kittredge needed just 3 batters to introduce himself. Ground out, strike out, fly out. Thank you very much. Manager Craig Counsell joked afterward, "It was great. Did you like it?" A perfect inning is the universal language of approval. Aggressive base running pays.